My first point is about family culture. America focuses on the individual and China focuses more on the group. Growing up in America, I used to think that isolation was empowering and I didn't need others to thrive. And it's not just me who feels that way, it's definitely our society as a whole. Look at how people have gravitated from the big cities to suburbs.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy and the Matrix, and today we have an American that's raising their children in China instead of America. Things are changing. Things are changing, and people are looking for solutions. People are looking for things that America no longer offers. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. All right, if you guys want to check out the video, is before what's it called? It's B Rose in China. B Rose in China. So I'm gonna go ahead and react to this video, and then I'll tell you what I think. All right, let's hit it.
I'm raising my kids in China and not America for many reasons, but today I'm just going to tell you 5. I'm going to tell you some Chinese culture related to these reasons and also some aha moments that I've had living here. I'm Beers in China. I've been living in China for 6 years. I have 2 mixed kids and my husband is Chinese, so I'm not your regular expat here. Let's talk about it all. My first point is about family culture. America focuses on the individual and China focuses more on the group. Growing up in America, I used to think that isolation was empowering and I didn't need others to thrive. And it's not just me who feels that way, it's definitely our society as a whole. Look at how people have gravitated from the big cities to suburbs. We live very private lives.
Yeah, it's not just the cities. So she's absolutely right. I mean, it's individualism. It's American individualism. That's what it is. And basically, is that people are empowered by how individualistic they are, by how independent they are. If you got if you get your own house, if you live away from people, you got your own car, you make your own money. Just the less you need people, the better. That's kind of like how many Americans portray it. Just very individualistic. And even in the cities, yeah, you have friends and you hang out and all of that. But even in the cities, people still have this mentality. And when people go out dating and stuff, they don't really think for the long term. It's just in the moment. Like, how can this person please me right now? That's how they think about it. That's hookup culture really. I'm not gonna say it started in America, but it was hookup culture didn't really start in America, but Americans took it to the next level, man. We took it to the next level, hookup culture. I'm telling you. Anyways, let's continue.
And our sense of community is just gone. Some may say that we're doing fine, but I beg to differ. Look at America's drug problem. Look at how many homeless people there are. Look at school shootings. It's crazy that that's even a thing. And there is definitely a common denominator here, and it's mental health.
Got a stinking ad here. Hold on, guys. Just waiting for this ad to go away. Gonna have to skip this. Come on.
First, because of how isolated we have become. In China, it's a totally different story. Sometimes up to 4 generations can live together, supporting each other, talking, interacting, playing games, dancing, and more. People feel seen, supported, and
Okay, hold on. So what she said right there, Chinese families, 4 generations of them live together, they work together, help each other out. I actually wish that I had this. If I had this growing up, my life would have been so much easier. Now, of course, it wouldn't have been perfect. No, ain't nobody perfect. But she's saying 4 generations of people, like growing up together, like living together. It solves a lot of problems. If somebody gets sick, you got your aunt, uncles right there living with you, taking care of you, making medicine, something, right? And that's something that is lost here in America, or the family unit, like outside of your primary family, mom, dad, brothers, sisters, like the extended family. It's like you don't even know where they are many times.
and loved. China doesn't face a lot of the big problems that we do in America. Okay, a big part is definitely government intervention, but an even bigger part is going to be the sense of family and community. And take, for example, the elderly. As you age, it is so important to stay around people. In America, the elderly are sent to old folks' home and usually just left there. No one goes to visit them. But in
That is
China,
true.
people stay with their families, they live with them, and also they have places where they gather, where they dance, where they talk, where they play games. As you age, it's so important to stay young mentally, and doing these kinds of things definitely helps that. Raising my kids in China will show them that, yes, they are important as an individual, but in a group, we bring strength to one another. Let me give you an example of just how.
And that right there is why the Chinese, modern day Chinese, are beating the living crap out of people. That alone right there, yeah, you are important as an individual, but together we are stronger. Okay, here in the West, and this includes Latin countries too, Latin America, North America, right? This includes all of us. We're like, we have this kind of like solo mentality of like, I don't need anybody. But then the Chinese, with their mentality, they're beating all of us. The Chinese are beating us in education, economics, productivity. And some of you are gonna say, "Oh, well, they work more hours than we do. They have sweatshirts, whatever." And a lot of the things that we invented here in the West, the Chinese are doing it much better. So, in the Chinese are beating the entire world in many things. Car production, just in so many things. And wherever they go, wherever the Chinese go, whenever they go to another country, right, they always form their own little Chinatown. See, there's always this sense of community, this sense of group. And that is not to say that they have no freedom. They do, but they always think about their own people. In America, we think about ourselves.
Important family is to Chinese people. Every single holiday, you cannot book tickets. Why? Because everybody goes home to see their families. In America, this is not the case. Maybe people will get together on Christmas, but every holiday is not happening. And next, religion. I've wanted to talk about this for a really long time because I'm from the south of the United States, which means religion is a super big deal. Since I was young, I have had religion pushed down my throat. I was told that if I don't follow the Bible, I'm a bad person, I'm a sinner, and I'm going to hell. When you're young and being told things like this, I think it's really, really dangerous because you feel peer pressure to believe something that you maybe would not have believed in if you didn't have these people telling you things like this. And also, it can delay you in finding yourself on your own journey in life. In China, if you want to be religious, you can be. There are churches, there are temples, and also there are mosques, like this one here, the Qianmen Mosque. People are good people here, but they don't need religion to do so. Religion is not a very big thing.
Now, this is not a religious video, but me being a Christian, believing in Jesus Christ, I can say that just because your country is a Christian country, it doesn't necessarily mean that everybody there is following, that religion, that belief. Because it is known in America that the South, right, the southern states tend to be more religious, right? But then people don't really follow it. Like 90% of people don't really follow or practice what they preach, and that there causes a problem. Anyways, let's continue.
This means that in China, my kids won't have religion pushed down their throats. They can decide who they want to be and not be influenced and thus confused. I will support my kids in whatever they want to be, whatever they want to believe. I feel like it's very important that they get the choice. Now let's move on to the cute stuff. This is something that many people do not know about Chinese people, and it's called 人情, which literally means human feelings or kindness. There's a saying in Chinese, if you give a person a drop of water, they will give you a bubbling spring back.
Hey, my name is Jansen. I'm a team member at my local
Max.
Chick-fil-A. A little thing you're going to love about Chick-fil-A chicken strips is
To simplify this, it just means that if somebody gives you something, you should reciprocate that and give them something. I found out about Renqing from working at tons of Chinese companies. I'm a gift giver, I love to do it, so I would give my Chinese friends gifts, and then they would give me gifts and more gifts and more gifts. I was drowning in gifts. Now, I'm not living here because I want my kids to get more gifts. It's because I think that this act is rooted in empathy and kindness, and these are huge morals that I want my kids to have. For me personally, I feel like these exchanges have led to lifelong bonds. In America, these exchanges do happen, but I feel like they're more for short-term bonds and also business. So if you
Yeah, it's actually more business. Like, yeah, people do give to each other, but it's actually more business related. Um, I feel like a lot of people in America, a lot of people in America, they don't really give, but when they do give, it is genuine, but it's not, it doesn't happen as much as it would in Chinese culture, I guess. Right? Some people do give money to the homeless, people in need, but like to each other, you kind of expect other people, other Americans, to have like their own, you know, to have themselves taken care of. You know.
you're in China and somebody gives you a gift, make sure to give them a bubbling spring back. What do you guys think about Renqing? And my next point, China's attitude towards having kids is way better. After you give birth in America, you're lucky to have a few weeks off. You go back to work when you're still healing, still wounded, still in tons of pain, and give your literal just born baby to someone who's not their mama. In China, let me tell you all of the benefits that I got while I was working for a Chinese company. So while I was pregnant, every month I got paid time off to go to doctor's checks. When I got really big and pregnant, like towards the end of it, I got 2 paid days a month because the doctors wanted to see me more often. Okay, when I had the baby, I got 5 months off, all paid. And when I went back to work, I got off work an hour earlier because I had to go breastfeed my child, and also I was given time to pump at work. And in addition to my vacation days, I was given 5 paid days off just for family purposes. I feel so lucky and blessed to have had that time with my baby boy, and I know that if I want to have kids in the future in China, I will be very, very supported. And my last point is about healthcare. In China, I don't have healthcare right now, but even for a basic check, I'm only going to pay about $15 and I can book it on that same day. In America, the costs are going to be crazy, even with insurance. And also, you're going to have to wait such a long time to even be able to see a doctor.
Let me stop it right there. Yeah, I actually heard about this. In China, in Asian countries, you can walk into a place and they'll help you. You get primary health care on the same day. In America, you have to make an appointment and you're probably going to have to wait like 30 days, 2 months, right? But in China, you walk in, you pay $15, they see you that same day. That same day, you get assistance. And that's without insurance. And I mean, that's great because if you just need to see the doctor just to get blood, blood work check and things like that, primary health care, get a primary care doctor, get a physical, then, maybe you pay, pay your $20, $30 for that day and that's it. Wow. See, there's another thing that she said about healthcare that I want you guys to hear. Hold on a second.
Also, if you get blood work done, you can get the results within a few hours. I recently just got blood work done. I got my results in about an hour, and it was sent directly to my phone. I even got a push saying like, hey, they're ready, you can check them now. In America, even with insurance, things are so expensive. Some people avoid medical care altogether because they don't want to go into debt. I've heard the argument that if healthcare became public in the States, the quality of service and care would go way down. But I've been living in China for 6 years and I've been going to the public hospitals. Yes, there are a lot of people, but that same day that I get sick, I get to go see a doctor, my problems get solved, and I know that the people that I'm seeing have a lot of expertise. They see a
Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go. So in America, and these are our leaders, this is our leaders, we believe that if we make healthcare public, then it's going to like increase the cost or something like that. She said increase the cost, right? But no, in China, healthcare is public and it lowers the price. So here in America, our leaders make a lot of excuses not to provide these public services because they don't want us. They want you to get in debt. They want you to be in debt. Credit card debt, student loan debt, car loans, mortgages, all that shit. They want to keep you down there, man. I hate that. And it's gotten to the point where some people avoid going to the doctor so that they won't get in debt. Imagine that. You're avoiding going to the doctor because you're afraid of getting in debt. You're putting your own health at risk just for that. All right, I'm going to stop the video right there. You guys can check out B-rolls in China. And yeah, man, this is it. It's, I mean, take a look. Take a look. People are leaving. People are leaving America for a good reason. Can you blame them? We thought that, America is the greatest country in the world, but we are in the last place of a lot of things. Education, healthcare. Look at our cities. Look at Chinese cities and then look at our cities. Chinese cities are more advanced, for God's sakes. Chinese cities are more advanced. But then for some reason, everybody still thinks that America is still number one. Nah. Our leaders need to change. Our leaders need to, get it together. Help us build our cities. Because the way we're going, man, China got us beat. Other countries got us beat. I'm going to stop it right there. This video is going a little too long. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for future notifications. Like this video. Comment below. Share this video. Tell me what you think. Okay? It's Andy Matrix. Godspeed.